It's the Bubble Diaries. Okay, I don't think I can put this on YouTube. Here's to 2021. Is that too much? Why not? We're not doing dry January. I'm double parked. Hello everyone and welcome back to Bubble Diaries. I can't believe it, we're in 2021. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you really enjoyed a lovely Christmas and New Year festive period. I honestly cannot believe we are in a new year already. And I mean, obviously we all want to hope for a more positive 2021, but things are not great here at the minute in terms of the virus. So I just thought, let us start this year with a bit of a bang. Let us start with, I guess, a kind of also, I don't know what the word is, but like a feeling of sort of a full circle. Because if you followed me from the start of this journey, you'll maybe remember that I started this blog as a very champagne focused, a champagne review sort of account. And I kind of realised that along the way, whilst I quite enjoyed doing those videos, they actually weren't my natural go-to. And certainly I realised when I was watching YouTube videos myself, I was thinking, you know, I don't watch other champagne reviewers, I'm watching fashion or lifestyle or vlogs, so that's kind of the direction I've gone in. But I do feel a wee bit sad about the fact, and I also feel a wee bit sorry for anybody that was thinking, you know, who's watched from the start thinking this was going to be a sort of 12-month series, which it didn't turn out to be at all. You know, I'd said I was going to taste a different champagne every month, I was going to increase in value until we got to Christmas, when I said I was going to taste, which is why I'm so excited for this video. I am going to taste, I'm going to just stay true to this bar, I'm going to taste today Dom Perignon for the first time. So to my knowledge, I don't think I have ever tasted any of their champagnes. I'm saying that because I'm 99% sure that I haven't, but obviously there's maybe something I don't remember. No, I don't mean in that way, but maybe if I was younger and I happened to be somewhere. I mean, I don't think so. I really don't think I've tasted it. So that is today's video. Yeah, that was the goal of this channel, was to start with the cheaper champagnes and move right up to Dom Perignon, which you'll maybe know if you're into your champagne is one of the really, really pricey bottles that you can buy. So that's the kind of idea of today's video. If you're not so much into the champagne side of things, don't worry, because I kind of just wanted to do this, as I said, like a sort of full circle, round it all off and kind of leave this kind of chapter. So even though I'm filming this in 2021, I'm kind of using it as a sort of end to that champagne series. But anyway, I've really rambled on there. So I'll just quickly say, if you're new here, my name is Lesley. I'd absolutely love if you could give the video a thumbs up, or if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you've been following and you know you prefer the sort of fashion lifestyle videos, like don't worry, I'm definitely moving on with that this year. I've got so many ideas and I'm so excited to film them and bring them to this channel, but I just thought it's going to be appropriate if I do one last kind of more champagne focused video, at least for the time being. So that is going to be the sort of first part of this video, is a little bit of a discussion on this Dom Perignon, and then the latter part is going to be a sort of discussion on my goals for this channel, my goals in general, and some New Year's resolutions that I am maybe setting myself. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is just literally pop this bottle now. I'm going to taste it today and yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So if you are into your champagnes, you'll maybe know that Dom Perignon, sorry, this is going to take me a wee second to find how this opens. So Dom Perignon is a vintage only champagne house. So most champagnes that I've tasted this year wouldn't be vintage champagnes, but a vintage one means the grapes have only come from one specific year. So, for example, I think in recent times, the 2008 Dom Perignon was one of the really, really great ones. I've seen it a lot, you know, on Instagram and things like that. And I think 2009. The one I managed to get was 2010. This was the only one that was available to me. So I have learned a little bit about it, and I do know that 2010 was not actually regarded as a great year for vintages in general, and I don't think there was many champagne houses that actually presented a vintage, and it was because of this torrential rain that occurred, I think in around about August, and apparently it was 2 days worth of rain, sorry, 2 months worth of rain fell in 2 days. and it meant that a lot of the grapes were then subject to this kind of mould, and it meant Dom Perignon, for example, had to be really, really selective about what grapes they were going to use to try and you know, salvage a vintage for that year. So it is the 2010 one that I am trying today. I'm just going to pop the cork now and we will have a taste. Oh. All the champagne experts, if you're watching, are going to think, oh my god, what a fool. Why did that happen? Oh my god, it's on the floor. Okay, I can say there's an amazing, amazing aroma coming off there. We're not going to dwell on that. So, I mean, it smells so rich is one thing I will say. So what I've decided to do today is use this small white wine glass. I've had a bit of a calamity with my tulip glasses, which you'll maybe know that I've mentioned in another video. Unfortunately, I've smashed one, and I just thought I'm going to use this glass instead, because actually a small white wine glass is considered to be a good glass to drink champagne from, because you do have the bowl at the bottom and then this narrowing which concentrates the aromas. I mean, my first reaction is that it seems really, really rich, really flavoursome in terms of like the aroma, the bouquet. And I'm just going to take this opportunity to say that I am in no way a champagne expert at all. So if you are trying to learn more about serious tasting notes and things like that, that's not what this video or this channel is really about at all. I set out to just be your average person that drinks champagne, to see if there's things that I can learn, differences that I can learn. So yeah, I hope that I won't be critiqued for this, because I'm not trying to give a real serious review of this, but I do want to give my kind of just average person review, what I'm thinking. And the crucial thing I want to learn from this is it worth spending that money, you know, for a particular special occasion or something like that. Obviously you're not going to just buy this every week, but there maybe is there a time and a place. So, like I said, it's really, to me, it seems quite sort of woody and earthy almost. It's almost, yeah, quite sort of, this sounds weird, but I feel like it smells quite dry. But I'm not really tasting much sweetness, nosing much sweetness at the minute. Okay, I'm gonna just give it a wee taste. Cheers everybody, here's to 2021. Okay, I have to say it is beautiful. It's like complex. It's got loads of flavours going on, even though I'm not the best at pinpointing like what they exactly are. It really is. It's complex. It's flavoursome. It's very drinkable, and I feel like I've said that about every champagne I've tasted. For all its complexities and all its richness, it's actually drinking so smoothly and so elegantly. Like, I do feel as if I'm tasting the difference with this champagne in comparison to something else that I've tried earlier on this year. And in actual fact, I might get some hate for this, but I decided to do something just to help compare. So bear with me 1 second. So I've actually got a bottle of the Aldi £12.49 champagne, which was the first champagne I reviewed. It's the first video on this channel. It is actually really embarrassing if you go and watch it, because I don't know what my voice is so, I think I started by going, good evening. So I can't watch that video, so I'm not encouraging anyone to watch it. However, this was part of my idea for the full circle. I thought I would compare this incredibly expensive Dom Perignon champagne, which, just if you're wondering, I think I paid around about, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say the price, to be honest. I think it was around about £130. I bought it from Costco, which was maybe a slightly better deal than some other places. So £130 roughly, I think it could be even more than that online, versus a £12.49 bottle of champagne. But before someone jumps in and says, how could you possibly compare them? One's a vintage, one's not. The idea is just to see if your average Joe can taste the difference between a £12 bottle of champagne and a, you know, over £100 bottle of champagne. And that was the idea of this video. So this is the Aldi Mosigny champagne, which I still think if you want to have a nice glass, it's not a bad option. So what I will do is I'm going to pop this and I'm going to use, I've got the same glass, it's a different glass, but it's the same style, just to compare. And then I'm going to pop some in a flute, just because I want to see the bubbles, the bubble comparison, because this is the Bubble Diaries. So I'll quickly pop this bottle open here. Oh, and the Aldi one didn't spill. Oh, that's tough to go. Okay, so I'm going to just do an initial reaction first of all. This smells sweeter. It smells less pungent, as in there's definitely less aroma, less flavour coming out this glass with this champagne. And it's sweeter, definitely sweeter. I'm going to compare them in just a second, but I want to try and just do my initial reaction to the Aldi one. I think, from memory of what I've just tasted with the Dom Perignon, this just tastes so much less complex, so much more one-dimensional, rather than, I feel like the Dom Perignon was a bit like an orchestra. There were so many flavours all together, whereas this just seems slightly kind of muted. So I'm now going to do a direct comparison. I'm going to just put a tiny bit more in the Dom Perignon glass. Just with the Dom Perignon, there's definitely something, it's more like woody and earthy, and it almost smells kind of like ruddy or something. Like it's like a heavier scent is what I would say. And almost when you compare them, this almost kind of loses its aroma because it's so weak in comparison to this one. But then I also know your nose gets tired incredibly quickly, and probably my nose is already tired. And I know this from when I used to work at the whiskey distillery. They say you can only nose for, like, I think it's literally like a few, like not a few seconds, maybe like 30 seconds, and your nose gets really, really tired and it can no longer decipher the same different scents. So best to move on to tasting, I believe. Okay, here we go for the direct taste comparison. There is clearly a difference. I think it's really tough for me to describe because I'm in no way an expert, but I would say it's just the level of sophistication that's coming from this Dom Perignon. There really is, there's just so much going on, whereas I feel like this is not, it's not bad. I still like it, but it's just not, there's just not much going on there. It's nice, it's still nice, but this really is something to really, I feel, pay attention to, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it seems worth it to me to have this opportunity to taste it and try it. But I think in a social setting, you know, I imagine you'd really want to be sort of almost silent and focused exactly on your glass. So I guess that's what my thoughts would be on this. If you're wanting to drink champagne with friends or at a celebration, is it really worth spending that money unless you're totally going to appreciate what's in your glass? And I personally think I would rather go for something, not necessarily the Aldi one, but something at a lower price point, unless you're actually going to sit and study it. Because, I mean, this direct comparison, definitely, the resounding winner is definitely the Dom. I love saying that, it sounds so badass. It's fantastic, it is fantastic, and that's, you know, I'm the average champagne drinker. I don't know a huge amount about it. I'm hoping to still learn more as I go on, hopefully this year, but there, you can recognise the difference. I definitely accept that. So what I'm quickly going to do is just going to grab a couple of flutes so that I can compare the bubbles. I know these glasses or tulip glasses are the best for tasting it, but I just want to see the bubbles really quickly just to see if there's anything that we can comment on there. So I'll be back in just a wee moment. So I am back and I've brought a couple of flutes here. They're actually, these ones are called trumpets, I believe, but these are the ones that, to be honest, I really prefer to give that bubble display, the bubble machine, if you've watched any of the earlier videos. So what I'll do is I will just put a tiny bit in each glass so I can compare them with that too. And I wanted to just briefly say a couple of things about the Dom Perignon just in case you were interested. So this one is only made from 2 types of grapes, so it's Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. It's 54% Chardonnay and 46% Pinot Noir. And it has been on lees for 8 years minimum. So if it's a vintage champagne, it must spend at least 3 years on lees, which I believe is essentially in contact with the yeast. If it's a non-vintage champagne, it only has to be 12 months. And that is the minimum requirement if it's a non-vintage. So that was just a little bit more about the Dom Perignon. So I'm going to just pop a tiny bit into this flute here just to see what the bubbles look like as we pour it in. So what I kind of feel like I'm seeing is multiple streams of bubbles going up the glass rather than sometimes it's just one singular stream. I mean, it just looks absolutely beautiful. It's interesting, honestly, I think it tastes more fizzy and bubbly in this type of glass. Honestly, this is a beautiful, beautiful champagne. I'm not saying that I would consider spending this money on a frequent basis. I've got things to buy from Zara, but oh my goodness, the flavour and the aroma is phenomenal, even in this flute, which is supposed to stifle it to some degree. It's got a beautiful level of fizz in this glass as well. So also we should maybe take note of the colour. It's quite yellowy golden, I would say, looking in this glass. I'm just going to pop a bit of good old Aldi into the flute. And I'm imagining this is going to be a paler colour since I know the Dom Perignon, it seemed to be described as having this sort of yellowy straw kind of colour. I'll pop a tiny bit more in. You know, why not? We're not doing dry January. So, can we see a difference? It's actually hard to see in this light. It's maybe there's not quite as much in the Dom Perignon anymore. I don't know, to be honest. I've had quite a few tastes now. I think my resounding statement is just going to be that the Aldi, it just tastes, I don't mean flat as in bubbly level, I mean flat in flavour in comparison to this Dom Perignon. I actually do feel quite impressed with myself. Nosing the wine glasses that I have down here, you can definitely pick out the Dom Perignon, which is this one here. It just has a much stronger aroma, I would say. Yep, and that's it in there. And I'm kind of just going to move on now to a little bit of a chat about my hopes and dreams for this channel, my 2021 New Year's resolutions and goals maybe. So if you are kind of done and you don't want to watch anymore, that's absolutely fine. The champagne part of it is kind of finished. I'm just going to sit here with my glass, talk to you for a wee bit longer, and then I shall round up the video. So if you have joined me on this journey, I just want to say such a big, big thank you. Like, I honestly think starting this blog has been one of the best decisions I've made in life. It's just been a really great outlet for me. It's allowed me to work hard on something that isn't my actual work. It's allowed me to explore different things, and I have absolutely loved doing it. So I just cannot wait for this next year going forward. I think my main goals in terms of the blog are really just to grow this channel, hopefully grow my Instagram account, and just push the boundaries, do a bit more. In terms of Instagram, I really want to try and create some really outstanding pictures with, you know, just breathtaking views. Just do it that little bit further. So I really, really hope you're going to join me on this journey. But that is definitely one goal, is just to, I guess, just grow both channels. I think like absolute dream would be like 1,000 YouTube subscribers, but I'm kind of not setting that as a 2021 goal. I kind of feel like if I got to 500, I would be really, I'd be over the moon with that. So that's, a kind of like a value goal, because I know it's maybe kind of annoying if someone says like, oh, I want to grow my channel, but like, right, what number are you talking? So I think 500 YouTube subscribers would just be incredible for me. Like that would be like beyond. Other goals, definitely to travel. I just feel like we're all desperate to travel. I just want to go to the places that I've even been before. Like I absolutely love the south of France. I want to go to Champagne. I want to come and visit these champagne houses. Please. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've drunk an awful lot of champagne in a short space of time. Do you know what I'm quickly going to mention at this point? I am not going to just sit here and drink these bottles. So my dad and Jack are here. I said to my dad, like, don't worry, I'm opening the Dom, but I'll definitely make sure there's a glass or two left. So we're all gonna split them. And I'm hoping they'll join me on a little comparison, a little taste test. And we can see if they notice anything different from what I noticed. Anyway, other goals, I mean, I feel like I have the sort of generic New Year's resolutions. Drink a little less, walk a little more. I have drunk probably a little bit more. No, actually, I think I've drunk less this festive season than maybe I would have been, because normally I would go skiing. And this is opportune moment to mention this jumper. How cute. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so I want to walk a little bit more because I've not been at the gym at all this year. I just have lost my motivation completely, and I used to be an avid gym goer. I would go like 4 or 5 times a week, honestly, and I'm not exaggerating, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I did not feel as if I was forcing myself to go. Now I cannot do these home workouts. Joe Wicks, I'm sorry, I've just not joined in. So walking is like the only thing I can do. And I am going to set myself another challenge, which is to only drink maybe like 1 day a week in January and hopefully February too. Just to, I feel as if for the past week or so I've probably had like wine every day, which is completely fine. It's the festive season. I'm not punishing myself in any way. I just feel as if I'd like to go back to, because I did this last year and I really, really enjoyed the feeling. You sleep better, you have more energy, you feel better. So I'm going to cut the alcohol to 1 day a week. I want to walk a bit more, like, you know, get those 10,000 steps done. Anything else? Okay, the online shopping. Yeah, it needs to be curbed. It does. Although I think I'm going to do what I bought in the Zara sale video. So I hope that you'll stay tuned for that, because I'm really excited to show you some of the stuff I've bought. But yeah, I'm going to try and online shop a little bit less. I think that's kind of my goals really. I don't really know if I have anything else. Yeah, well, let me know if you have any goals that you want to share. Pop them in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you have a similar goal to mine? I know like there's other small YouTubers out there. If you want to support each other, I'm definitely on board with that. Let me know. Leave your account in the comments, we can subscribe to each other. Or if there's anyone that's watching that is thinking of starting a blog, honestly, just do it, because I've even said this to my family, like when anyone's got a problem, like, could you start a blog? Like, I just think it's such a great outlet. It's such a great side hustle. And I'm not saying this is a hustle, it's definitely not, but I mean like, it's a side project that you can work on, that you could take a break from your actual work and work on this, and you feel creative, you feel inspired. Yeah, I would really say to anyone, start a blog. Anyway, I really feel as if these bubbles have gone to my head, so I'm gonna just wrap this up. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If it's not your cup of tea, do not worry. I've got plenty of style, fashion videos coming soon. Hopefully I will not drink as much in those videos. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed. I really, really wish you all the best for 2021. Let's all stick together. We can do this. It's going to be a better year. It will be. I do believe it will be. But lots of love to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. It means, honestly, it means the world to me. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.